Stop paying superbike prices. Riders often believe that achieving genuine, reliable high performance requires buying a brand new, expensive machine from the current year. That's fiction. Today, we've unearthed 19 bulletproof legends. The world slept on that deliver superbike performance for scooter prices. We're kicking off the list with a Suzuki that proves reliable speed doesn't need a huge budget. Buckle up. It is time to uncover the best-kept secrets of the used market. Number 19, the Suzuki VX800. We begin with a motorcycle that defied categorization so effectively that nobody knew what to do with it. In the early 90s, Suzuki decided to take the bulletproof engine from their Intruder cruiser and stuff it into a naked standard chassis. The result was the VX800, a machine that looked awkward on the showroom floor, but performs brilliantly in the real world. It features an 805 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine. Because it was originally designed for a cruiser, it produces massive amounts of low-end torque. This babe doesn't scream, it surges. Originally priced reasonably, these bikes are now criminal bargains. You can find a clean example for $2,000. It is a lot of motorcycle for the money, offering a unique riding experience that blends the soul of a cruiser with the practicality of a standard. It is the definition of underrated reliability. But if you appreciate engineering oddities, the next machine takes the concept of practicality to an extreme level that Honda has never repeated. Number 18, the Honda Pacific Coast 800. This is the most misunderstood motorcycle in history. Honda designed the PC 800 specifically for car drivers who wanted to try motorcycling but hated the grease and exposure. They encased the entire machine in plastic bodywork, hiding the engine and the frame completely. At the time, journalists mocked it as the Tupperware bike, but time has proven them wrong. Underneath that plastic shell beats the heart of a legendary Honda Shadow V-twin, retuned for absolute smoothness and silence. The engineering focus here was on utility. The entire rear section of the bike lifts up like the trunk of a car to reveal massive storage compartments. You can fit 2 full-face helmets or 4 bags of groceries inside the bike itself. It is watertight, it is secure, it is brilliant. The engine features hydraulic valve adjusters, meaning you never have to pay for a valve clearance check. It has a shaft drive. It is liquid-cooled. It effectively requires zero maintenance aside from oil changes. Today, these machines are cult classics. Riders have realized that Honda built the perfect commuter 3 decades ago. It offers wind protection that rivals a Goldwing, but in a much lighter, more manageable package. You can find high-mileage examples that still run like new for $3,000. It is a testament to Honda's build quality that these plastic-clad tours are still roaming the highways, silent and efficient. We've barely begun, but have you liked this video yet? Have you subscribed to our channel? Please do so, and you'll be glad you did. However, if you prefer your practicality with a bit more aggression and a lot more cylinders, the next bike offers a power cruiser vibe with sport bike DNA. Number 17, the Kawasaki ZL1000 Eliminator. This is the muscle bike that everyone forgot. In the 80s, the Yamaha V-Max was getting all the headlines for being a straight-line missile. Kawasaki wanted a piece of that action, so they built the Eliminator. But instead of building a V4 like Yamaha, Kawasaki took the screaming inline-4 engine from the legendary Ninja 1000 and dropped it into a long, low cruiser chassis. It was a dragster for the street. The engine is the star of the show. It is a 997 cubic centimeter inline-4 that makes roughly 110 horsepower. But because it is geared for acceleration, it launches off the line with terrifying urgency. It features a shaft drive to handle the power without stretching chains. The styling is pure 80s aggression with a bobbed rear fender and drag-style handlebars. It looks fast even when it is parked on the side stand. It is underrated because it lived in the shadow of the V-Max. But the Kawasaki engine is arguably more reliable and easier to maintain. Parts are shared with the Ninja line, meaning availability is still decent. It handles slightly better than the V-Max, which isn't saying much, but it counts. It offers a raw, visceral riding experience that modern, refined cruisers simply cannot match. It is a heavy metal sledgehammer. Prices are climbing as collectors wake up, but you can still find a rideable example for $3,500. It is the cheapest way to own a legitimate 10-second drag bike that you can ride to dinner. But perhaps you want something that can handle the corners as well as the straights. A bike that defined the sport touring genre before it was cool. Number 16, the Yamaha TDM 850. This motorcycle was decades ahead of its time. When Yamaha released the TDM in the early 90s, nobody knew what to call it. It had the long travel suspension of a dirt bike, the frame of a sport bike, and the upright seating position of a tourer. Today we call that an adventure sport or a crossover, and it is the most popular segment in motorcycling. Yamaha invented it and nobody noticed. It features an 849 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine with a unique 270-degree crankshaft firing order. This gave it the sound and feel of a Ducati V-twin, but with Japanese reliability. This engine architecture, now famous in the MT-07, started right here. It is punchy, torquey, and full of character. It makes around 75 horsepower, which is perfect for real-world riding. The TDM is underrated because it looks strange. It has bug-eye headlights and a tall stance, but that height gives you a commanding view of traffic. The suspension soaks up potholes that would shatter a normal sport bike. It is arguably the perfect city bike that can also carve canyons. It is rugged, reliable, and incredibly versatile. You can pick up a MK1 or MK2 TDM for around $2,500. It is a steal for a bike that offers the same utility as a modern $10,000 crossover machine. It proves that being first isn't always easy, but it makes for a great used buy. But if you want traditional styling with an engine that refuses to die, the next entry is the definition of air-cooled perfection. Number 15, the Kawasaki ZR7. This is the cockroach of the middleweight class. While other manufacturers were moving to liquid cooling and complex aluminum frames, Kawasaki decided to keep it simple. They took an engine design that traced its roots back to the KZ series of the 1970s and put it in a modern chassis. The ZR7 is the ultimate evolution of the classic air-cooled inline-4. It features a 738 cubic centimeter air-cooled engine with 2 valves per cylinder. It is low-tech. It uses carburetors. It relies on cooling fins and oil to keep temperatures down. And that is exactly why it is brilliant. There are no radiators to leak. There are no water pumps to fail. It is mechanically simple and incredibly robust. Mechanics love these bikes because they never see them for repairs, only for routine maintenance. It makes roughly 75 horsepower. It delivers smooth, linear power that is perfect for commuting or touring. The S model comes with a half fairing that provides excellent wind protection. It has a massive 5.8-gallon fuel tank, giving it a range of over 200 miles. It is comfortable, predictable, and remarkably competent. It is underrated because it wasn't the fastest or the lightest bike in its class, but longevity has its own quality. You can buy a ZR7 today for $2,000, ride it for 50,000 miles, and it will still run like a Swiss watch. It is the smartest money you can spend on basic transportation. But maybe you want a bike that tried to beat Ducati at their own game and actually succeeded in the reliability department. Then you need to see this. Number 14, the Honda VTR 1000 Superhawk. In the late 90s, everyone wanted a Ducati 916, but nobody wanted the maintenance bills. Honda saw this gap and created the VTR 1000F, known as the Superhawk in the US and the Firestorm in the rest of the world. It was designed to offer the V-twin experience with Honda build quality, and it is a masterpiece that rarely gets the credit it deserves. It features a massive 996 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine. It features huge 48mm carburetors that give it instantaneous throttle response. It makes 110 horsepower and produces a wall of torque right off idle. It sounds absolutely thunderous with a set of aftermarket pipes. It features side-mounted radiators to keep the wheelbase short and the handling sharp. You can find a clean Superhawk for $3,000. That is a fraction of the price of a Ducati from the same era, and it will start every single morning without complaint. It is affordable exoticism, but if you want a bike that offers V4 sophistication and sport touring capability that rivals the best in the world, the next machine is a British icon. Number 13, The Triumph Sprint ST1050. When Triumph decided to take on the Honda VFR, they brought a knife to a gunfight, but it was a really sharp knife. The Sprint ST1050 is widely regarded as one of the best sport tours ever made. Yet it lives in the shadow of its Japanese competition. It offers a unique character that four-cylinder bikes simply cannot match. It features a 1,050 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled inline triple engine. This is the magic number, 3 cylinders. It combines the low-end torque of a twin with the top-end rush of a 4. It makes 125 horsepower and produces a howling exhaust note that is pure acoustic addiction. It pulls hard in every gear, at every RPM. The styling is gorgeous, featuring a distinctive triple underseat exhaust and a single-sided swing arm that shows off the rear wheel. It came with factory-hard luggage that fits perfectly. It is comfortable enough for two-up touring, but agile enough to embarrass sport bikes in the twisties. The reliability of the 1050 engine is legendary. High-mileage examples are common and trouble-free. It is underrated because people fear European maintenance costs, but the Triumph Triple is a robust, over-engineered lump. You can pick up a Sprint ST for $3,500. It offers more character and power than a VFR for significantly less money. But maybe you want a bike that looks like a spaceship and goes like a rocket? Welcome the oddball. Number 12. The Suzuki RF900R. This is the oddball of the 90s sport bike world. Suzuki wanted to bridge the gap between the GSX R750 and the GSX R1100, so they created the RF900R. It features styling that was inspired by a stingray, with massive louvers on the side fairings that look like gills. It is a love-it-or-hate-it design, but underneath the plastic lies a monster. It features a 937 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine. It makes 135 horsepower. In the mid-90s, that was serious power. It was faster than the Honda CBR 900RR in a straight line. The engine is based on the legendary GSX R1100 unit, meaning the bottom end is virtually indestructible. You can abuse this bike at the drag strip all day long and it won't break. It is underrated because it was heavy and looked strange. It wasn't a razor-sharp track weapon, but as a high-speed sport tourer, it is phenomenal. It is stable, comfortable, and devastatingly fast. The steel frame is rigid, and the handling is surprisingly neutral. It is a sleeper. Nobody expects the weird bike with the fins to blow past them at 160 miles per hour. These bikes are criminally cheap. You can find them for $2,500. It is the most horsepower per dollar you can find on the used market today. But if you prefer Italian design but want reliability that rivals the Japanese, there is a forgotten V-twin that deserves your attention. Number 11. The Aprilia SL1000 Falco. Aprilia is famous for the RS1000, the race-bred superbike. But they also made a street-focused version called the Falco. It used the same legendary Rotax V-twin engine, but wrapped it in a package that you could actually live with every day. It is the thinking man's Italian sport bike. It features a 998 cubic centimeter, 60-degree V-twin. This engine is bulletproof. Rotax builds aircraft engines. They know how to make things reliable. It makes 118 horsepower. It features a unique double-beam frame that looks stunning and provides incredible stiffness. The fit and finish are superb, with quality components like Brembo brakes and Marzocchi forks. It is underrated because it sits in the uncanny valley between a full sport bike and a tourer. It wasn't raced in World Superbike, so it didn't get the posters on the wall. But on the street, it is magnificent. It has torque everywhere. It sounds incredible and unique. And unlike a Ducati of the same era, the valve service intervals are reasonable and the electronics are reliable. You can find a Falco for $3,500. That is absurdly low for a high-performance Italian twin with this level of build quality. But maybe you want the Japanese answer to the Ducati? A bike that copied the sound but kept the reliability? How many motorcycles do you own? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The Yamaha TRX 850. This is a cult classic that many people have never even seen. Yamaha wanted to capture the magic of the Ducati 900 SS, so they built the TRX 800. It features a tubular trellis frame that look suspiciously Italian. But the real magic is inside the engine cases. It uses the same parallel twin engine from the TDM 850, featuring that 270-degree crank. It mimics the firing pulse of a 90-degree V-twin perfectly. It produces 80 horsepower. It looks gritty and mechanical. It is narrow, light, and handles with telepathic precision. It is underrated because it was a sales flop. People in the 90s were obsessed with four-cylinder horsepower numbers. They ignored this character-rich twin. But today, in a world where feel matters more than top speed, the TRX is a revelation. It is reliable, easy to work on, and draws a crowd at every bike night. It is becoming a collector's item, but you can still find them for $4,000. It is the Japanese Ducati that actually starts when it's raining. But what if you want a boxer engine, but you also want to drag a knee? Number 9, the BMW R1100S. This was BMW's first real attempt at a sport bike. Before the S1000RR, there was the R1100s. It features the classic oil-head boxer engine, but tuned for performance. It has the exhaust pipes exiting under the seat, predating the Ducati 999. It looks aggressive, a trait that is distinctly German. It features a 1,085 cubic centimeter boxer twin, making 98 horsepower. It uses the telelever front suspension, which eliminates brake dive. This means you can brake deep into corners without upsetting the chassis geometry. It is a unique sensation that, once learned, allows for incredible corner entry speed. It is underrated because sport bike riders dismissed it as a touring bike, and touring riders dismissed it as too uncomfortable. It lived in the middle ground, but that middle ground is where the fun happens. It is comfortable enough for 500-mile days, but capable enough for track days. It even had its own racing series, the Boxer Cup, proving its credentials. These are gaining value, but you can find a solid one for $4,500. It is a sophisticated, reliable machine that does everything well. A quick one? Pause the video for a second. We are deep into the list of forgotten legends, and I need to know, do you prefer a bike with character that might break down, or a boring bike that runs forever? Tell me in the comments below. But maybe you want a muscle bike that looks like it came from the 1980s superbike era? Number 8, the Kawasaki ZRX1200. This is the king of the retro muscle bikes. It was built as a tribute to the Eddie Lawson superbikes of the early 80s. It features a massive bikini fairing, a braced aluminum swing arm, and twin rear shocks. It looks like a brute, and it rides like one. It features a 1,164 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled inline 4. It makes 122 horsepower and massive amounts of torque. It pulls like a freight train from idle to redline. The Rex, as it is affectionately known, is famous for its mid-range punch. You simply twist the throttle in top gear and disappear. It is underrated because it is often seen as just a big naked bike. But the ZRX has a massive cult following because it is incredibly tunable. You can easily get 150 horsepower out of this engine with simple mods. It is robust, reliable, and comfortable. It has a massive under-seat storage compartment that can fit a rain suit and lunch. Prices are rising, but you can find a ZRX 1200 for $5,000. It is instant street cred and massive performance in a retro package. But what if you want V-twin thunder in a reliable Japanese package? What is your favorite motorcycle? Let us know in the comments. Number 7, the Suzuki SV1000. Everyone loves the SV650, but everyone seems to forget that Suzuki made a bigger version. The SV1000 took everything good about the 650, the handling, the simplicity, the fun, and added 50% more power. It features a 996 cubic centimeter V-twin engine, derived from the TL1000, but refined. It makes 120 horsepower. It has massive torque. It sounds like the apocalypse with aftermarket exhausts. Unlike the earlier TL series, the SV1000 is stable, reliable, and has no rotary damper issues. It is underrated because it lived in the shadow of the 650 and the GSX-Rs. It didn't sell well, which means it is rare, but it is a fantastic street bike. It has usable power, decent suspension, and comfortable ergonomics, especially on the naked version. It is a wheelie machine that won't break the bank. You can find these for $3,500. That is insanely cheap for a liter-class V-twin. It is the best bang-for-buck torque monster on the market. But maybe you want Italian style with a shaft drive? Number 6. The Moto Guzzi Griso 1100. This is arguably one of the most beautiful motorcycles ever made. Moto Guzzi creates bikes that are mechanical art, and the Griso is their masterpiece. It is long, low, and muscular. The frame tubes wrap around the massive engine like a cage. It features a 1,064 cubic centimeter transverse V-twin engine. The cylinders stick out into the wind. It rocks from side to side when you rev it. It makes 86 horsepower. It isn't the fastest bike on this list, but it provides the most sensations. You feel every combustion stroke. You hear the dry clutch rattle. It feels alive. It is underrated because people are scared of Italian reliability. But the big block Guzzi engine is a tractor. It is air-cooled and push-rod actuated. It is simple. Once sorted, these bikes run forever. The shaft drive is robust. The finish quality is high. It is a bike you park and stare at for 10 minutes before walking away. You can find a Griso for $5,000. It is a bargain for a piece of rolling sculpture that you can ride every day. But maybe you want a sport bike engine in a naked frame that is actually reliable? Number 5. The Honda 919. Honda took the engine from the legendary Fireblade, retuned it for mid-range torque, and put it in a simple, steel backbone frame. They created the 919, known as the Hornet 900 in Europe. It is the definition of a sleeper. It features a 919 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine. It makes 110 horsepower. It is fuel-injected. It has dual undertail exhausts that look fantastic. It weighs only 480 pounds wet. It is underrated because it looks plain. It has a round headlight and no fairings. It doesn't scream fast, but it is fast. It handles beautifully. It is comfortable. And because it is a Honda based on the Fireblade architecture, it is absolutely unkillable. You can pile miles on this bike without worry. You can pick one up for $3,500. It is the perfect daily rider that can embarrass sport bikes in the twisties. But what if you want more power? What if you want an R1 engine for the street? Number 4. The Yamaha FZ1 Generation 2. Yamaha saw the success of the Honda 919 and said, "We can do better." They took the engine from the 2004 R1, a 5-valve high-revving monster, and put it in an aluminum frame. The FZ1 Gen 2 is a beast. It features a 998 cubic centimeter inline-4. It makes 150 horsepower. That is serious power. It has an aluminum die-cast frame that is stiff and light. It handles like a pure sport bike but has upright handlebars. It is underrated because the early models had snatchy fueling, which scared some people off. But this is easily fixed with an ECU flash. Once sorted, it is a missile. It is reliable, fast, and looks aggressive. It is a dad bike that can do a 10-second quarter mile. You can find them for $4,000. It is an insane amount of performance for the price. But maybe you want torque over horsepower. Maybe you want the ultimate all-rounder. So did you find a hidden gem in this list? Let us know which one is your favorite. Didn't find it? Maybe it's among the last ones. Number 3. The Suzuki Bandit 1250. We mentioned the air-cooled Bandit 1200, but the liquid-cooled 1250 that replaced it is arguably the better buy today. Suzuki updated the legend with water cooling and fuel injection, making it smoother and more consistent. It features a 1,255 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine. It makes 98 horsepower, but the torque is a massive 80 foot-pounds at just 3,000 RPM. You barely need to shift gears. You just open the throttle and the horizon comes to you. It is underrated because it is heavy and plain. It isn't exciting to look at, but to ride, it is effortless. The engine is virtually silent and vibration-free. It is comfortable. It is cheap to insure. It is the ultimate do-anything motorcycle. You can find a Bandit 1250 for $3,000. It is the best value in big bore motorcycling, period. But maybe you want to cross continents at 150 miles per hour? Number 2, the Kawasaki ZZR1200. This is the last of the dinosaurs. Before sport tours became technological marvels with traction control and radar, Kawasaki built the ZZR1200. It is an analog monster. It uses carburetors, 4 massive ones. It features a 1,164 cubic centimeter inline 4. It makes 160 horsepower and it is brutally fast. It is also comfortable, with a massive fairing and a plush seat. It was designed to cross Europe on the Autobahn at triple-digit speeds. It is underrated because it was short-lived and overshadowed by the Hayabusa and the ZX14, but the ZZR1200 is arguably better looking and more comfortable than either. It is a pure mechanical experience. The engine is robust. The build quality is high. You can buy this 160 horsepower missile for $3,500. It is the cheapest way to warp time. But there is one bike that combines speed, comfort, and reliability into a package that has never been equaled. The ultimate underrated legend. Number 1, the Honda CBR 1100 XX Super Blackbird. This bike held the title of fastest production motorcycle in the world for 2 years before the Hayabusa stole it. And because it lost the title, people forgot about it. That is a mistake. The Blackbird is a better motorcycle than the Hayabusa. It features a 1,137 cubic centimeter inline 4 engine. It makes 164 horsepower. It is turbine smooth. It features dual counterbalancers that eliminate vibration entirely. You can ride at 100 miles per hour and it feels like 30. The build quality is peak Honda. The aerodynamics are slippery and effective. It handles surprisingly well for a big bike. It is sophisticated, refined, and classy. It doesn't look like a melted blob. It looks like a stealth fighter. It is underrated because it isn't the fastest anymore. But it is fast enough. It will do 180 miles per hour, and it will do it for 200,000 miles. It is the pinnacle of the analog hyperbike era. You can find a Blackbird for $4,000. It is, without a doubt, the most motorcycle you can buy for the money. Want more motorcycles? Click this video right here. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, click that like button and subscribe for more two-wheeled secrets.